Well, Ghost Hunters, we also have a look at some future updates for the game. So, first up is this new map that's in the works. It's called Nell's Diner. It's inspired by classic American diners and will be a smaller map, but it will be slightly larger than Tanglewood. So in comparison, it's still a little bigger than Tanglewood, but it's still considered a smaller map compared to like the high school or the jail or asylum or any of that stuff. So to give you a little backstory of this new place, Nell's Diner is found along a winding desert highway.
Mm.
And details can change between now and launch, but here's what we know so far. So it will consist of 13 unique rooms, 11 of which will be possible ghost rooms. There will be a host of new interactable objects, plenty of looping spots and spaces to hide from the ghost during a hunt, and more details about the diner will be released closer to launch. Even the inside is really interesting how they
Yeah.
created the diner. It reminds me of like a little bit of like Denny's, like growing
Yeah, like
up,
here's
or
the kitchen. Which
yeah, we got a
that'll be
kitchen
the
picture.
kitchen will be a really good loop spot for uh the ghost and everything, like being able to like try to
Mhm.
loop the ghost and get away from it. Uh then here's like the actual diner, like the counter of the diner area.
That is not a good loop spot.
No, that's a dead end spot. Maybe you'll
Yeah,
have a
that's where
spot
you
under the counter you can hide.
that'd be cool.
That'd be, I think, really cool. Take a look at this
Which
food,
is kinda cool.
guys.
It's like you get a little booth. I don't know if you could go in the booth, but it'd be interesting to see if you could. Maybe you can hide underneath the table.
Yeah, maybe because there is in that photo there a whatchamacallit, a mop bucket in the way.
So we're also finally getting a sneak peek at the player character update. So this picture shows different hats, some boots, a different type. It's either a hoodie or a jacket. I'm actually not quite sure because it's hard to tell in the picture.
Maybe
But
both.
hopefully we'll learn more about this player character update soon. But here's a little sneak peek of what it is, of what we could be seeing. So we want to know, what do you think of the new map and what are you looking forward to with the player character update? I really do feel like our character models and all that stuff really do need a rework. What's
Agreed.
fascinating about those character models is if you actually go up to each person, whoever they're playing, you can see in like on their hair areas where they're graying, which is interesting because it seems like that they've been like feared or stuff, but it
Oh
would be
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Stress.
I think what would be right. I think what would be really interesting though is if you got a player character model and then as you played, like as your insanity like drops and stuff, like you just see like gray hair start forming and
Oh,
everything
that'd
because
be
you're like
cool. That'd be cool.
because your sanity is going insane, like awful. And I think that would be an interesting technique for the game, but I'm really putting it out there for them to think about that kind of stuff. But I
Nice.
do think that character models updates are definitely needed with especially considering we like literally can go inside of each other, which is always fun. Uh, but I think out of everything that they've done, like, because they've added more ghost models and stuff like that, and they know they've reworked those and tweaked them and everything, then I think that's the next big thing that they really need to work on because we've had everything else kind of updated. I do think Nell's Diner will be interesting. I would love to see how it plays out. I like that
I agree.
it is a smaller map overall and not one that is huge. I'm glad that they went a little bit smaller because, then it kind of appeals more to people who are maybe playing with only 2 or 3 people, and even 4. Like it makes it a little bit easier. And it could become, who knows, maybe it'll become our next warm up house.